Hello everyone and welcome to a Visual Basic tutorial, and in this video I will be beginning a new series on coding in Visual Basic. In this video I'm using Visual Studio Community 2015, but this should work on later versions also. So to start a new project, I'm going to go up to New Project. Now there's multiple options here, and since we will be using Visual Basic, you click on this Visual Basic tab, go down to Windows. You can do for Windows 8 tools, but I like the classic desktop because it usually works on Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10. So right here we should name our application. I'm naming mine Tutorial. I'll come over here and click OK. It will load up the project. Okay, here is the default size of our form, and I like changing it to 515/371. It's a pretty good size. Now, this is just a blank form, and you probably don't want to have it called Form 1, so on this side we have properties. It's everything about the form. This is the properties right here, and then this is events, like when something's clicked. I'll explain that in a later video. But right now we'll stick to properties and find text. We can change this to tutorial form. Now to save it, we go up here and there's a save button that's saying the form you're selecting, and then there's a save all. Click save all. If you want it, okay, here is the start position. It shows you this right here tells you what it does. Shows where the form first appears. I like choosing center screen. Now we can change the icon of the form, so scroll up. It should be icon. This has to be an ICO file, so use an PNG to ICO converter. Select your icon, hit open. Now we have our icon. Let's go ahead and save it. Now over here is our toolbox where we have a bunch of tools. So let's just say you want more than one form. Let's add a button. You can drag it or just click inside the form. Okay, I want to move the button to the top right. It should have some guides appear. And similar to the form's properties on the buttons, we can also change the name. Name is how it identifies it, so we could say form button, because this will switch forms. Now we can select the text also. I want it to be called switch to form 2. You can expand it. And it also has these image options. You can choose an image. Hit local resource, import. Then you can choose your image. I'm not going to choose an image, so I'll hit cancel. Let's go ahead and save it. Now, in order to get the code for this form, see right now it's on design. Double click the form or the button. So we're going to double click this button. It'll open up form1.vb. Now here's the code for this form button. One click. Well, we need another form for it to navigate to. So go to Project, add Windows Form. Now they have multiple options like About Box and Login Form down here. But I want to go with a standard form, so I'll go to Windows Form, click it, and here's the name right here. Hit add the form. Now we have our second form. We're going to add a button. It's going to be a back button. But I don't want it to have a name because the image, I want to have an image. So I go to, should be, okay, doesn't have one. So I go to image, local resource, import, and then I want a back button. Now I already made these images, so I'll hit open. Okay. Now this is a little bit stretched out, so I'll find the size of the button, and mine is a 64 by 64. Drag it to the desired location, and again we want to double click it, and then first, never mind, let's do the form 1. So we click this button, and to navigate between forms we want to do form 1, well, our form name, and this is in this case form, and then 2. We have a bunch of options. We want form 2, and then we do dot and then the action we want to show that form. Hit enter, and then we want to close the current form. Now this yellow means you haven't saved this code, so let's go up and save it, and it will turn green. Now for form 2 button, we are doing this exact same thing. You can also use me to refer to itself, this form, but this light bulb will appear. Click it for suggestions, and you can remove the me qualification. So let's just close. Now go up here to start, and we can run our program. In the output form, read it for any errors. Okay, it has loaded. Okay, this is our first form. We can switch to form 2. Oh, one, I just now remember, I'm sorry, but you see how it crashed when I try to switch forms? Well, our code is correct, but we need to change something in properties. So go to Tutorial, in your Solution Explorer, this box right here, right click, and then go to Properties. This was important when you export it, where you have your assembly name and the default icon. The startup form is form 1, and then down here, shutdown mode, when start form closes, we need to do it when last form closes, so we can open other forms. Let's save it and then run it. Okay, we have our program. Let's switch to form 2, appears, and then we can click this button right back to form 1. Now you can hit the stop button or you can close the form. This output over here, it shows you run information, and it can also show errors. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe for more Visual Basic tutorials.